Hey there, crafty friends! Have you seen these bicycle wheel wreath forms at Dollar Tree lately? I have been eyeing them for quite a while and I finally got around to making a wreath with them. Let me show you what I made. Okay, so I started with, instead of using just regular twine, they had this natural jute cord. It looks like baker's twine at Dollar Tree with like the nautical summer stuff. So it's just tan and white. You could use regular twine, baker's twine, whatever floats your boat, yarn, ribbon, or skip this step entirely. But I just decided to wrap that outer ring of my bicycle wheel wreath form with this twine. And yes, it took a while. And in all honesty, I didn't film very much of this because it was so time consuming. What I ended up doing so that my ball of twine wouldn't come completely unraveled is I wrapped the ball of twine with some masking tape every once in a while, and then I wrapped it for a while, and then I like pulled some more thread and rewrapped it with tape so it wouldn't go flying everywhere. And it was a beautiful summer day, so I actually sat outside with the dogs and I just kind of hung out and worked on this and wrapped it all the way around. But then once that was completely covered, I tied a knot and then added just a dab of hot glue to secure the knot, because I would be really bummed if I spent all that time wrapping my wreath form with twine only to have it like come unraveled. And then I just dug into my craft stash. So I had this like leftover wooden sign. It had like a twine hanger on it that I just removed. I ended up removing like the remnants of the twine with tweezers because my son stole my crafting pliers to go fishing. So I'm pretty sure I'm never going to see those again. But so I just had this like plain wood rectangle, right? You can use any type of scrap wood. And then I just went on my Cricut and I cut out the words hello on navy blue permanent adhesive vinyl. Use whatever color you like. And then I just used transfer tape to transfer it onto the wood. If you don't have a Cricut, you could use a stencil, like stencil individual letters. You could freehand, anything you like. Or even add, like a lot of times Dollar Tree has those metal letters that have little sayings. You could like layer that on top of the wood and it would be like 3D and really cool looking. So I had my little hello sign, and then from there, I took just a scrap of styrofoam, like a half a circle, and I kind of placed it behind the hello sign. I made sure that it was small enough. And then I just used some floral wire to secure it to the bottom left corner of my wreath form. So yes, this is like an off-center wreath, and so when you hang it, you're gonna have to use like a piece of double-sided tape or a command strip so it doesn't hang wonky, but I just thought it would be fun to kind of make this off-center. So I just used floral wire to twist that styrofoam piece into place. So I just twisted it around the spokes of the wheel a little bit and then added a couple dabs of hot glue to hold everything in place. And then I was too impatient to wait for that hot glue to dry, so I just went over it with a piece of duct tape. And then from there, I just flipped it over and then set the wood rectangle right on top. I put some hot glue on the styrofoam, placed the wood rectangle in place, and then I was ready to add flowers. So for this, you could absolutely use Dollar Tree flowers. They have a huge selection of all sorts of colors. I had these flowers from the craft store left over from a previous project and I wanted to use them up and not be wasteful. So that's the only reason why I'm not using dollar store flowers. Had I not had these in my craft stash, I definitely would have used Dollar Tree flowers. But I just kind of cut the stems off. I started with some longer cuts first. If you're a wreath maker and you have like one of those, like melty dishes of hot glue where you dip the flowers in first, feel free to do that, but I don't make a ton of wreaths. So I just added a dab of hot glue on the end of each cut of silk flowers and stuck them into the styrofoam. Since as I was making this, it was kind of towards the end of June, so I'm kind of almost done with my summer crafting, as crazy as that is. I wanted to pick kind of more muted florals, so I used this navy blue and teal and some dusty rose flowers kind of as something that could be transitioned from late summer into early fall, because I wanted to get the most use out of this. But if you're watching this video and you're like, Amy, I don't know what you're talking about, it's March, pick bright spring floral colors. You can do red, white, and blue to make it patriotic. You can pick orange and reds for fall, really whatever you want. But I just made sure that my flowers in the back were a little bit taller and my flowers in the front were a little bit shorter, and I just kind of finagled everything in place. Like I said, I used 3 different colors. You can do whatever you like. And that was it, super easy. And like I said, when I hung it, because it was a little off kilter, I just stuck a little command strip behind that piece of styrofoam to keep my wreath from hanging wonky. But that was it, a super cute little floral bike wheel wreath that I think I'm probably going to hang up and keep up all the way through fall when I transition to my fall decor. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Until next time, happy making.